Become a channel member and support the content. You also get access to exclusive videos. You'll get an emote next to your name in the comments. The link for that can be found next to the subscribe button or in the description. And beat the random lottery that is FIFA points by buying the coins direct from u7buy.com. Use code TVM at checkout for a 5% discount, or if you're a new customer, get 8% discount. The link is down below. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are going to hit up one of the Road to the Final cards today. It is, of course, the 86 rated Road to the Final Akanji. This guy came out of a pack, untradeable, first owner. I can't remember what pack he came out of. It must have been some sort of party bag, I think, maybe. Yeah, it must have been. And of course, he's been upgraded. He was 85, 84, and now he's up to an 86. Very good card on paper. Actually, extinct right now, as of recording this. 410k PlayStation, 380k Xbox, 450k PC. Across every single one of them, there isn't one on the market according to Footbin. That might be wrong by the time you're watching it, but at the time of recording, Footbin says, can't pick it up, which is interesting. I think it might be a case of people are trying to sell them, and they don't want to list him up that cheap. I say cheap with air quotes, because, you know, there's every chance that Dortmund could progress through and he could get a higher rated card. Not particularly sure how Dortmund did in that that first game. So they beat Sevilla away from home 3-2. So that, of course, means that they have every chance of going forward again. With that being said, how good is this card in-game? 81 acceleration, 89 sprint speed is a very good place to start. 2-star skills, 3-star weak foot. I mean, it's fine for a centre-back. Medium work rate's not ideal. I mean, realistically, their high defensive work rate is what you want. 6'2" is banging. High and average body type is good again. And then we get into the stats. I mean, without going through every single individual stat, physicals are good. Don't need more stamina than 81. Strength is 87. That's fantastic. Jumping and aggression are there. Stand tackle is in the 90s. Everything else is sort of mid to high 80s, which is good for defending. Composure and reactions are on point there. 88 and 89 for an 86 rated card, with the potential to go higher again, by the way. That's very, very good. Dribbling's a touch on the low side. Do you need it? Not particularly. Agility could be higher, but at 80, that is still very good, especially for a player who is 6'2". And then, of course, he can pass out of defence as well with that 91 short passing. Ideal for a 5 at the back merchant, which I'm trying to become. I said it's not for me. I'm trying my best to adapt to it. It's kind of half working, half not. But there we are. That's the team I played him in, for the most part anyway. It did sort of switch it up a little bit. I was reviewing Dembele, which I think should be out on the channel by now, so go feel free to check that out. But I think I switched them out later on in the clips. But either way, Akanji, in my opinion, may be at fault for that goal there, but that's the only quote-unquote fault that he sort of had made. You know, it was one of those, well, if I'm going to blame anyone, it has to be Akanji. This guy's slide tackling is, I mean, it's outrageous. And I don't really do an awful lot of slide tackles, but with Akanji, it's one of those, oh, I kind of have to. You know, I know he's going to win it. I know he's that good. He's going to be able to win it. And I'm a big fan of that. I'm on the receiving end of a slide tackle quite often, actually. I don't know why, but people tend to just slide constantly against me. And they always win the ball, and they never get booked for it, ever. But with me, I go in for a slide tackle, and I get a 3-match ban. We lose the game 4-0, and it is what it is. But with Akanji, I actually have confidence in his slide tackle ability. I'm banging on about it, but I did it a lot. We've done it twice already, which is, I think, about as many times as I've probably done it all year. He's in again here, goes in for a challenge. It's another slide, almost. It's like a block tackle, but he fell over. Either way, he wins the ball back, and we go from there. Very, very good at making those last-ditch challenges, and he has the pace as well to be able to catch up, for the most part anyway, with an awful lot of attackers. If you give him a shadow, for example, 91 acceleration, 99 sprint speed, and then, of course, he has 99 for not nearly everything, but a lot of his defensive stats, with 92 being the overall then for a centre-back. Very nice. The only issue I have with this card, really, isn't anything on paper. Like, looking at his stats, okay, would it be nice if he had extra agility? Would it be nice if he had maybe more strength? You know, it's 87 anyway, but would it be nice if he had a little bit more? Yeah, of course it would. But even with that, the only real problem I can see is that this is a very expensive card. Okay, at the moment you can't even buy him, he's that expensive. But what I mean is, it's very expensive. Can anyone And again, another slide tackle where he wins the ball. It's not even an orthodox slide tackle. It's just at a really awkward angle. He still wins the ball back, and away we go. Can anyone justify spending 400 to 500,000 coins on a centre-back? That is the question. Because even though I think he's very, very good, and I can't really think of too many things to say about him that would be classed as a negative, we will talk about a couple in a second. But apart from, I don't know, linking him nation-wise, like, if you don't have any icons at the back and you have to link him in with, you know, sort of domestic players, if you will, you are going to need Bundesliga players. There aren't enough, anywhere near enough. In fact, I don't think there are any Swiss players really worth using at this stage of the game. So you're going to have to either use icons or Bundesliga players. So that might not be to everyone's taste, especially if you haven't done, you know, like the Boateng or what have you. So, you know, that could be a bit of a problem. Apart from that, though, that's the only real issue. Although, you have to consider, is this going to be a card I want to use until, not the end of the game, but toward the end of the game for sure. Because it's definitely one of those 400 and something thousand coin players that, yeah, okay, he might hold his price. And if Dortmund progress further in the Champions League, you might even make money on him, which is just a crazy thought, really. But on top of that, if Dortmund get dumped out, say the next game they play, they lose 4-0, they get dumped out of the competition. Not saying I want that to happen or anything, but, you know, it could happen. You never know. Football's football. And then all of a sudden, he crashes 100, 150k because now there's no progression, you know. It is what it is. You are stuck with the stats, and that's going to be it. He's now an 86 rated card till the end of the game. You lose 150k instantly overnight, maybe even more, maybe less, of course, but still. And then he just starts to decline. There's no way of recouping that. He's never going to go back up. And then as soon as Team of the Season's upon us in a couple of months, maybe less, you'll end up having centre-backs for days that have stats like this. Just a little side note, that is career ending. Let's have a look at that again. Oh my days, that is embarrassing for the attacker. One more time, a little bit closer this time. Oh, that is sexy. Big fan of that. All you have to do, by the way, to do that skill move, just in case you didn't know, any player in the game, and then on the right stick, just tap backwards to where your player is facing twice. That's it. That's all you have to do. It is unreal how many times that works. When the ball's played over the top, you've got your centre-back or your full-back. It's risky, sure, but when you're both running in the same direction towards your own goal, if they get close enough, you do that, you can either nutmeg them or you just completely go through them and they keep running down towards your goalkeeper. You've turned around, you're looking up, right, how to play this ball forward. It is so good, especially on the edge of the area as well. Anyway, very good card. I have very little in the way of negative sort of aspects of this, really. Defensive work rate, sure, that would be nice if it was a high defensive work rate. Did it really make a difference? Not really, just something I thought I'd nitpick on. Banging card, in my opinion, a touch on the expensive side. If Dortmund lose and they get dumped out of this competition, he is dropping in value considerably. You'll never recoup that value. He's never going to go back up in price. So you are playing a dangerous game unless you have him untradeable. If you have him untradeable, you are laughing. You can keep him in the team knowing full well that he's going to do you until Team of the Season, maybe even beyond if Dortmund can progress in the competition. I like the card, just be wary of that price drop. Let me know what you think of him in the comments section down below. If you have enjoyed the video though, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.